Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel at Future Way Next to Canada. I hope you're doing well. Today we're going to talk about Minister's big statement on TR to PR. Canada PR for all IRCC immigration, 2024. We'll talk about one way to decrease temporary residence is to make them permanent. Ministers suggest in the realm of immigration policy the question of temporary residency versus permanent settlement has long been a subject of debate and consideration. Recently, government ministers have proposed an intriguing solution to address the issue of temporary residence, making them permanent. This proposal has sparked discussions about the potential benefits, challenges, and implications of transitioning temporary residence to permanent status. In this exploration, we delve into the rationale behind this suggestion, examining its feasibility, potential impacts, and broader implications for immigration policy. If you any query, please contact us on Instagram and email. So to get all the information, pay attention and watch the video through to the end. So without any further delay, let's jump into the video. Number of temporary work visa holders went from 337,000 in 2018 to 65,851 in 2022. A key method of restricting the population of temporary residents is to offer them permanent resident status, the immigration minister said Friday, but that doesn't mean everyone who wants to stay will be able to. Mark Miller Image Strat. Mark Miller met with his provincial and territorial counterparts for the first time since he announced an unprecedented plan to set limits on the number of new temporary residents. Several provincial ministers pitched expanding their own immigration programs as a way to transition temporary visa holders into permanent residents. The fact people are already here, their impact on affordability has already been baked in, so it's smart, Miller said, but it doesn't mean by extension that everyone's entitled to stay here or be here in Canada. The aim is to rein in Canada's runaway population growth by decreasing the number of temporary residents from 6.2% of the country's population in 2023 to 5% over the next 3 years. The new targets will be developed over the summer after the provinces and territories have had a chance to weigh in, but Labour economist M. Skewed said they shouldn't be considered in isolation. You can't do that, it's part of the whole system, said Skewed, an economist with the University of Waterloo. He was among the first to warn the government to temper the massive rise in people who migrate to Canada on a temporary basis to work or study. Miller announced plans to scale back the number of international students by putting a 2-year cap on new admissions in January. The government is also attempting to speed up the time it takes to process asylum claims and included legislative measures in the recent federal budget designed to make the deportation process faster when those claims are denied. The final and largest category that has yet to be addressed is temporary work permit holders. Miller has said it's a workforce the labor market has become addicted to in recent years. In 2018, there were 337,000 specific labor gaps. Those changes have created an incentive for lower-skilled workers to come to Canada in hopes of getting permanent residency. That's what's luring huge numbers to come, and it's creating this problem in the non-permanent resident population. He said he suggests the problem could be reversed by creating a more predictable path to permanent residency for newcomers. A major focus for the ministers will be negotiating how to allocate fewer temporary visas, which employers have come to rely on no matter what. Adjusting course is set to come with some complications in Manitoba, for example. Announcements out of Ottawa about scaling back temporary immigration have been met with an overwhelming surge in applications to the provincial nominee program for permanent residency. Earlier this week, Miller agreed to Manitoba's request to extend the federal work permits for some 6,700 newcomers whose visas were set to expire by the end of the year to give them time to apply to stay in Canada permanently. The new temporary visa target will also significantly slow low population growth, while that could ease some pressure on housing costs and availability. It could also result in worker shortages, said Andrew Grantham, an executive director at CIBC Economics. In a report published last month, restrictions on population growth could result in companies having to offer higher wages to encourage persons to remain in or rejoin the workforce. We could lose some firms that are simply not profitable if they are unable to tap low-paid foreign workers, Graham said. If you any query, please contact us on an Instagram and email. The labor needs of each province are expected to factor heavily into Friday's discussions. The new targets for temporary visas will be published in the fall as discussions surrounding immigration policy continue to evolve. The suggestion of transitioning temporary residents to permanent status presents a compelling avenue for consideration. While it may offer benefits in terms of stability, integration, and labor force participation, it also raises questions about eligibility criteria, administrative processes, and broad policy objectives. Ultimately, the decision to pursue this approach will require careful consideration of various factors including economic and social considerations to ensure that it aligns with the principles of fairness, equity, and inclusivity. That is all for today in this video. What are your thoughts on this? Please let us know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching the entire video. Hopefully the information is useful to you. See you later in the next video. Till then, take care. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more updates on Future Way next. That's it for today. What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments.